Loves Rice Krispie treats. Here at the Young's house, we love Rice Krispie treats. And today I'm going to show you how to make them. I'm going to show you how to make them Gina Young style. How to make them taste good. And here's what we're going to do. We're making peanut butter Rice Krispie treats. You're going to absolutely love this. The kids are out for school. You have to make this for those little kids. For your kids, your grandkids, the nieces and nephews, and the neighbors' kids, because they're going to want this recipe. They need something to snack on since they're out of school. So here's what we're making, and I'm so excited. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need you some chocolate morsels. If you decide to use it, I'm doing something really interesting with this chocolate today. Okay, you're going to need it. I believe this is 10 ounces, and it is. This is the mini marshmallows. Listen, don't use the kind that have the different colors. They are gorgeous, right? But I feel like the colors kind of bleed through the Rice Krispies and makes it look like a funky color, right? But you can use them if you want. I would, okay? These ones, we have the really big jumbo marshmallows. You're gonna need it. It's a 10 ounce as well. And we have a pinch or two of salt, all right? We have vanilla extract. This is the clear vanilla extract. You're gonna need you some butter. You only need about 4 or 5 ounces. Not ounces, 4 or 5 tablespoons of the butter. Salted or unsalted, all right? And you're gonna need some peanut butter, your favorite peanut butter. I'm gonna highly suggest that you don't try to make this with the crunchy peanut butter. Somebody out there is gonna try, I know you are. Somebody out there is gonna try to make it with the crunchy peanut butter and then call it Gina Young's. Don't call it Gina Young's. If you are gonna use the crunchy peanut butter, don't do that. And we have the Rice Krispies here. Sometimes you can find like the no-name brand that's called like Rice Puffs or something. It's the same exact thing. So you can use that if you want. Make sure your hands are clean. First thing we're gonna do, let's measure out 6 cups of our Rice Krispies. Okay, I'm just gonna put my measuring cup there. All right, and we have 2 cups. Let's put it into this big bowl for now. Let's measure out the other 2 cups. So now we have 4. This recipe is so much fun with the kids being out of school. You have to make these Rice Krispie treats. You absolutely do. It is so easy. Don't cost nothing to make it. All right, and here's our last one. Real quick before we get started, it's super important that we talk about if you want for your Rice Krispie treats to be nice and thick like this, you're going to use a little pan like this, okay? Just like this, and that'll help them to be nice and tall. Let's just say you were to use a cake pan that's like an 8 by 12 or 13. Because they have to spread out so far, they're going to be thin. So it's really your choice. Here at my house, I like them to be nice and thick, so I'm choosing this pan. And we're going to take a clean paper towel. Inside of this pan, there's a little bit of oil, or you can butter it. Just get it nice and greased down so that our Rice Krispie treats do not stick. Because we are making peanut butter Rice Krispie treats, you're going to need a 1/2 cup of the peanut butter, okay? So let's go ahead. This is a cup, so I'm just going to fill half of it. It's the creamy peanut butter. Don't try to use the kind that's crunchy. It ain't going to taste right. First thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and take 4 tablespoons of butter. It can be salted or unsalted. But listen, if your butter is salted, then you don't need to put a pinch or 2 of salt in there. If it's unsalted, put you some in there, and if you don't want to use salt, you don't have to. Okay, so let's get the butter nice and melty. Once it begins to melt, we're going to put this whole 10-ounce bag of the jumbo marshmallows right in with the butter. And once these begin to melt, we're going to put that 1/2 cup of peanut butter right in as well. If you're anything like me and you're tired of like the same old desserts, not sure what you're going to have for dessert, you want a snack always around the house, but you're tired of the same thing, the grocery store has all of the same snacks, you have to, by far, try making Rice Krispie treats. There's so many different ways you can make them. Sometimes I put Reese Pieces in them. You can. Sometimes you can just do the original. If you want to, you can use like the Fruity Pebbles cereal and still make, and you know, you can still call them Rice Krispie treats or cereal bars. I'm telling you, it's so much fun to make these, and it's so easy. And here's the thing, get the kids in the kitchen to help you because it's so much fun. They will have great memories of making this lovely snack / dessert that the whole world is going to love. And it's shareable. You know, you can just pick them up on a paper towel and go. You know, so you will love this. Butter has begun to melt. Let's go ahead and put this whole 10 ounces of the jumbo ones. Here's the thing, if you wanted to use the little ones, you could do that too. Just make sure it's 10 ounces no matter what, because you want the right measurement so it turns out right. So I have a soft spatula here I'm going to be using to just kind of move around. Can you all see that? Just to move around, whoops, the butter and the marshmallows, and very quickly these marshmallows will melt. Marshmallows are melting and it's so much fun. Now let's talk about this. It is so important that you do not have this heat up too high, because you know it's marshmallow, it's sticky, it can burn like super quickly. So right now I have the heat just a little over low. That's all it's going to take to melt these, right? As soon as they get to a point where they're like 90% melted down, we'll put our creamy peanut butter. Go ahead and get that half a cup of creamy peanut butter right in, just like so, making sure you keep the heat down low so we don't burn these, because we're not roasting these marshmallows. While the peanut butter is melting, let's go ahead and put some clear vanilla extract. If you have the brown vanilla extract, it will tint, you know, your Rice Krispie treats some. All right, so now we're gonna put that salt in. It's really optional, but believe it or not, when you have a dessert, salt kind of is like the yin to the yang, right? It balances out the savoriness and the sweetness, okay? Just like this. We're getting ready to put 6 full cups of our Rice Krispies right into this mix. Everything happens so fast and so easy. Go ahead and put our Rice Krispies in. At this point, I'm turning the heat way down, but I ain't turning it off, you know. Okay, pour in some and you stir. You pour in some and you keep stirring, and don't you stop stirring, okay? So I'm gonna do everything that I can so quickly everything comes together, because if you wait, everything kind of solidifies up, and we don't want that to happen, at least not until we're ready to put it into the pan, right? So let's move quickly. What I like to do next, I like to put these little mini ones in, because these are the ones, you know, the big ones, they melted down to nothing, right? But flavor they did. But now these, you're going to be able to actually see them within your Rice Krispie treats, and it makes them look absolutely stunning. Put a whole lot in. Now, if you have some of the mixture left over, and a lot of times you will, especially if you're using this size pan, go ahead and pour some into a bowl, a dish, or whatever you have around the house, and you can still mold it up and still eat it. You know what I'm saying. So I'm just moving the oil around a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this in. It is pretty heavy. Look at this. And how easy was that? It's so easy. Your kids are going to go absolutely wild. Guess what? Me and my husband love this probably even more than the kids do, because it's that delicious. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn around and use a spatula or the back of your hand, just making sure your hands are clean, and get it nice and flat. And then what I like to do to make them set up super quick, I'm throwing them in the refrigerator. Yeah, look. So here's what I wind up doing. I put a couple extra more, you know, of the marshmallows on top. Let's get this into the refrigerator, but don't you go nowhere. Here's why. Because we're getting ready to make like a chocolate sauce. Oh yeah, you can either drizzle it, or you can just pour it all over the top. And when you slice them, oh my goodness, you're gonna have like a little lip on the top of the chocolate, and then that peanut butter Rice Krispie treat. However you decide to do it, so much fun, so delicious. Get this in the Rice Krispie treats have been cooling down for about, oh, let's just say 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and take the chocolate morsels. You could use white chocolate morsels, whatever you want, all right? And I'm going to put a little bit of oil in there. The whole purpose for doing that, this is just a vegetable oil. You can use olive oil, whatever. Okay, the whole purpose of putting the oil in there is to make the chocolate sauce like nice and glossy and not just dull looking, right? Here's what we're going to do. Let's get this into the microwave for about 30 seconds, and we'll see if it's melted. If it's not, we'll give it a nice stir and turn it back in for another 12 seconds until it's melting. So now from here on out, you can decide whether you want to keep it like this, or are you going to drizzle. If you're going to drizzle the chocolate, let me show you how you do it. You can take a fork and just make it look like super pretty, you know, by just doing like that. But I like to pour mine on top because my family likes like a little ledge. I don't know if that's the word that I'm looking for, but they want the whole top to be covered in chocolate, so that's what I give them. All right, watch this. But then here's the thing. We want that chocolate to set back up, right? Absolutely we do. So what do? Well, we put it back in the refrigerator, okay? Super interesting. And guess what? That chocolate will set up so quick as soon as you get it in there. When we come back, this is going to be cut and you're going to get to taste it. Oh, yeah, you are. Look at this. Take a look at this. Never mind the noise of the microwave in the background. Got some food heating up. Look at this. Are you kidding me? How easy was it? Super easy, right? And so this is what it looks like once it's set up. And look at the chocolate. Nice and set. So now what I did, I put it in the freezer so it could, set up even quicker. So it might be a little bit hard for me to cut through, but we're going to cut it in, in your sizes. You could do little tiny squares if you want to. Then you'll have more for those kids. You can make them long. Do whatever you want. Like, have fun with them. I'll probably do maybe 9 nice squares. We'll see. I try my best to make these all the same size, but sometimes it's a little difficult, But I tell you one thing, it's so much fun to make these. Ooh, I can smell the peanut butter. Smell the peanut butter. Oh, yeah. All right, so do what I can to make them nice and even. When I store these, I just store them in the refrigerator. You could store yours in a freezer bag if you want to. However, I've never stored mine outside of the refrigerator. And if you don't want to eat them cold, just take what you want out of the out of the refrigerator and let it set at room temperature for a while, and then you can enjoy them. Whatever floats your fancy. This was so much fun. How gorgeous is this? Are you absolutely kidding? I'm all excited. If you enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on? Tell the world what Gina Young's doing in this kitchen on a daily basis. And Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful dessert, your hedge of protection, your love, your time, your mercy, and your understanding. Father, I thank you for everything that you've done for me my whole life and what you're getting ready to do. Amen. We're getting ready to take a bite. You want a bite? Go ahead on in. I'm going in. I'm so excited. Oh, yeah. Make you some fire.